us win, but we appreciate it. Appreciate everything came out and put it for such a just the right so that you should, vote for. You should.
Of course, they turn out for it, and I know you are Lord to Mayor.
Much so.
When is the swearing in going to be?
January the 10th.
10th, and that will be town hall. We will get word out about it closer to his swearing. Now, first, I'll talk about some of this going on in and around Saluda. And of course, y'all got a lot going on. The first thing we want to cover is the teddy bag, and here it is.
Oh yes, that's Miss Courtney over there. She's our victims advocate,
Right.
and a lot of times she runs into a lot of situations, and that's what the teddy bag is about. She wants asking for outfit, some PJs, underwear, socks, things for little kids. When she runs to that situation where she has something to give them, to put on them, to make them, to clean them up,
And tell us, what does actually this entail as victims advocate? You talk about that. What is that talking about, like domestic violence situations?
Yes, I'm sorry. Let me explain what a victim advocate is.
Yeah.
The victim advocate, what Courtney's role is as a victim advocate is when somebody has been victimized through a crime of anything, such as, but not only domestic violence. A lot of times they need a support system, and
Right.
she's the first rung on that ladder
Okay.
of that support system. She goes in and sees what they need, how she can help them, because a lot of times these people don't want to step forward without encouragement. So and don't know where to go and where to turn. So she helps them in that way to let them know what's out there for them and things that they can use to help them.
And you can help bring hope to little ones by donating the teddy bag. And she said, pack one outfit, pair of PJs, underwear, socks, hygiene, face wipes, reading book, coloring book, crayon, stuffed animal, snack, and water.
Yes.
Sizes newborn to age 18.
Yes. And you can deliver those at town hall, at the police station.
Okay.
Or if you see one of the officers out and about, you can just give it to them and they'll make sure it gets to where it's supposed to get to.
So bring those new items there by town hall or get it to one of Saluda Town Police. And speaking of other news in the town of Saluda, we see that the Grinch's horrific Holly Jolly Christmas Festival and Parade is coming up. When is this going to be, Mr. Phillip?
The December the 10th is going to be the parade. I think it starts at 4:30, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're going to have festival at 12?
Yes. The festival starts at 12, and the parade's
Right.
going to start at 4:30.
So you can set up a booth if you want to?
Yes, you have to get with Courtney on that, too. She sets up the parades and things. And the Grinch theme is always great.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be
Kids love that.
all about town. You're gonna be seeing little Grinches hiding out everywhere. So just be on the lookout for them.
All right. And speaking of the Grinch, he's going to be making an appearance tonight there at the tree lighting. And what time is this tonight?
The tree lighting is at 6:30. Yes,
All
tree
right.
lighting is at 6:30.
And they're going to welcome everyone to Whoville. PDA's very own Grinch, Cindy Lou, and Ms. Mayor of Whoville is going to appear. It's the first annual tree lighting, and we'll be serving hot chocolate.
Nice, huge, pretty tree out there.
And it's a beautiful night to have you,
Beautiful
Mayor.
night. It's gonna be a clear night, so that's gonna be great.
Well, speaking of the town of Saluda, we know that you had a great turnout for the election, and I know you love Saluda.
Yes, yes.
And talk about a little bit about your election and being elected and what your plans are as mayor-elect. And mayor, excuse me.
Yes, one of the great things about running for mayor was I got to see so many of our people. I knocked on a lot of doors and got to see their concerns. I'm big on knowing what the people want for their community. That should be a group decision, not just a me decision. So that's why my campaign was basically knocking on doors, grassroots, because that's who we are. You know, we're a rural community, and we need to get out and let everybody see who we are.
That's right. And of course, you had said you'd have an open door policy, and people could come by town hall and leave a message.
Yes, they come out and leave messages. But not only that, once I get in and get my schedule situated, I'm planning on having certain hours where we can block off so I can talk to individuals one-on-one for about their concerns.
Okay. Anything else you want to share today?
One thing another thing I want to share is that I want to make sure that we are goal oriented. So as I know a lot of things in the community that people ask for and the people want, but we have to set goals, and we have to set goals that we can achieve. We have to set achievable, realistic goals, and be held to those goals.
Right.
I know, you know, I always say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You know, so that's what we're gonna have to do. I know we got a lot of things out there that people want, but we're gonna have to take it one bite at a time. And with everybody chipping in together, we can make that happen.
Well, we're looking forward to your swearing in. Of course, that is going to be January the 10th.
Yes, January the 10th.
And we will be covering that here on Saluda Now. But you're invited to Town Hall. It's going to be open to the public. And there at 6 o'clock, we will be having more information as we get closer to the time. Anything else you want to say before you go today?
One more thing. Just remember, Town Hall meetings are always the second Tuesday of the month at 6 p.m. And you're always welcome to come. If you have something that council needs to know about, you're welcome to get on the agenda and speak your mind and let us know where you are and where you're coming from. Because we don't know about some of these things unless you bring it to us. So, like I said, I'm gonna have an open door policy, but in order for you to know the door is open, you first got to turn the knob and come through it.
That's good.
Amen.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming by, and
Thank you, as
we
always.
want to have you regularly on the program.
Yes, sir. That's not a problem. We can make sure we keep the citizens up to date on what's going on.
So you always remember there's an open door for you here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And that's Milliken Matthews, Mayor-elect of the town of Saluda. We come back, Mr. Jack Atkins is going to join us here on Saluda Now. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Shop local at Economy Furniture. Huge savings on Benchcraft, Lazy Boy, Best Home Furnishings, and so many more. Visit our website now to see all our specials at economyfurniture.com. Right on the corner, right on the price.
When it comes tax time, look no further than H&R Block, 304th North Main, Saluda. They make sure you get all the deductions you need to save money. When it comes tax time, trust the professionals at H&R Block. Call them 864-445-2958 and like them on Facebook.
Jane Autry Insurance Services offers auto, home, farm, commercial, life, and health insurance. Having trouble navigating Medicare? Jane Autry will help you. Call us today and find the peace of mind you need at 803-685-0090. Jane Autry Insurance Services.
JRA Exterminating, the most trusted name in pest extermination. Remember, folks, whether it's cockroaches or piss ants, call Justin Anderson at JRA Exterminating today at 803-532-1122 or at www.jraexterminating.com.
For over 30 years, Lake Murray Properties has been helping folks in Saluda and surrounding counties. We are here to assist you with all or your real estate needs, whether buying or selling lake residential or farmland. Call Tara Berry today, 803-260-0344, and visit our website, lakemurrayproperty.net. At Mid-Carolina Electric, we know the power and value of teamwork. Only by working together can we score our greatest achievements, both on and off the field. We're proud to be part of the Saluda team and continue to support our local students through programs like Bright Ideas, Washington Youth Tour, and awarding scholarships throughout the year. We're proud to invest in Saluda and your children's future. Just another way, we're in your corner at Mid-Carolina Electric Cooperative. MIGS of Saluda, serving tasty dishes, appetizers, fresh salads, hot out of the oven fresh subs, chicken, steak, and seafood, and the best Italian dishes and pizza around. Visit them today, 216 Greenwood Highway. For a drive-through or pickup, call ahead, 864-445-9990. At Motor Coach Paint and Body, we put quality first. Whether it's your car, RV, or plane, we can handle it. We can pay cash or we can file it with your insurance company. So call BR Brick Reams at Motor Coach Paint and Body Shop, 199 Highway 702 Saluda at 864-445-7477. Newberry County Memorial Hospital, your hospital. Our mission is to provide exceptional care with a personal touch. Newberry Hospital is engaged in the passionate pursuit of optimal care, treatment, and convenience. Our goal is to always be the first choice for your quality health care needs. No one handles care better. NewberryHospital.org. There's only one thing faster than a Stuart Young offense. YourNorthland.com. With internet, cable, TV, and phone beginning at $25 a month, you can get out of the slow lane and into the fast lane in no time. So speed it up with YourNorthland.com. Northland Cable, a proud supporter of Saluda Tiger Athletics. For the best cheeseburger and hot dogs around, how about try Polly's Snack Shack? That's right, we're open for good times and good food. We have fried shrimp, along with salads, appetizers, and the best wings around. You'll find the flavors you love at Polly's Snack Shack. Call ahead to order 864-803-5117 and visit them at 300 South Jefferson in Saluda. We're so glad that you're back here with us, and we want you to go back, watch our interview with Mr. Milliken Matthews. He is the mayor-elect of Saluda, and I know you will enjoy that. He had several things he wanted to share with us. The first thing that we shared about the town of Saluda was that the upcoming events, of course, the biggest project that's going on right now, Good Mission Project, is a help us bring hope to little ones by donating a teddy bag. Pack a little bag, just get you a little one of these shopping bags, or either maybe a drawstring backpack you can get at the dollar store. Outfit, pair of PJs, underwear, socks, hygiene item, face wipes, reading wipes, coloring book, crayons, stuffed animals, snacks, and water for sizes newborn age to 18. And you know, you can make these bags sort of unisex. Just get a little t-shirt and some shorts or something. And of course, the underwear you would have to get girls or boys. But you can include these in the little sack. And what they do is, whenever there's a situation comes up where a victim advocate is needed, they go out and they help spread love by ministering to the children in a time of situation where the victim's advocate is needed. And it's a wonderful ministry. and we appreciate the town of Saluda doing that. And then, of course, we shared with you the upcoming Whoville Parade, and it's going to be a festival as well. The festival begins Saturday, December the 10th, 12 o'clock, and the parade is going to be 4:30 there, 100 East Street, East Church Street in Saluda. And but all the food vendors, all that are going to be set up on the town square. If you want more information, call Courtney Horn at Town Hall 864-910-1137, and she will help you with that and anything you need. And so just call her; she'll be glad to help you. And then also the same day, right up at the Saluda Library, you can take your picture with Santa. They're going to be open at the library 12 to 3 prior to the parade. It's right behind the courthouse, 101 South Main in Saluda. For more information, call 864-445 extension 2264 or visit their website, saludalibrary.org. And then, of course, we did also share the happening of tonight is the lighting of the Christmas tree uptown on the Courthouse Square, 100 South Main in Saluda. And you can be a part of that. The PDA is going to have the Grinch, Cindy Lou, Ms. Mayor of Whoville. Whoville tree lighting is happening 6:30 tonight. We welcome every Who in Whoville to join the town of Saluda for our annual Christmas tree lighting. We'll be serving hot chocolate, and of course the Grinch will come down off the mountain to greet everyone. We hope to see you there. Right now we have someone very special to us that's no stranger to Saluda now, and also to this county because he is our Saluda County Councilman, and it's Mr. Jack Axon. Mr. Jack, thank you for joining us on Saluda Now.
It's a pleasure to be here. Really is.
And glad to have your wife with us on the show too.
Yeah.
I don't think we can see her over all them books though.
When we come to MIGS, we're together.
That's good. Together about all the time, aren't you? How long y'all been married?
If we make it past Christmas, we'll be 65 years.
65 years. What a blessing.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to talk about county council business today. We're here to talk about Brumos American Icon Racing.
Yeah, I feel very blessed. I had a wonderful career, drug ethyl all over the place, but in 1955, the end of 1955, I was thinking about buying a new car, and I came across a Volkswagen on a little lot in Atlanta, and went in and liked it, drove one, little bug that we all got to love, and but I wanted a black one, so I had to order. And while I was waiting for it to come in, I got to be friends with the manager there, a fellow named Jack Elliott, and he and I rode motorcycles together, so I knew him, and he was a friend. And he said, you know, I'd really like for you to work for me here in the Volkswagen store. And by the way, we also sell Porsches. And I said, what's a Porsche? You know, so that was my introduction to the little famous car there. So right at the end of 1955, I started working there at Brundage Motors of Atlanta. And the name Brumos is really, those of us that are old enough to remember before cell phones and that sort of thing, if you wanted to talk to Europe, you usually had to do it with a data machine.
Okay.
And that was our cable address, Brumos.
Wow.
So Mr. Brundage had formed, he was one of the first Volkswagen dealers in Florida, and then eventually he became a Volkswagen distributor for Florida, and then they added Georgia, and they had just opened that Atlanta store when I went to work for them. And after that, we added South Carolina. And then later on, they told him if he'd move his headquarters from Miami to Jacksonville, that they would give him South Carolina to go with Georgia and Florida. And he was already then working on being a Porsche distributor. So finally in 1959, he became the Porsche importer for the southeastern United States. And by then I was in love with Porsches.
How about that?
Yeah, they were great little cars. I never could afford one. I couldn't afford one then, couldn't afford one now. But
Wow.
too expensive.
Yeah.
Even in the 50s, the cheapest Porsche was $3,000. At that time, you could buy a new Cadillac for $2,400, you know.
Wow.
So, but you could buy a Volkswagen for $1,600. So that's where I started. In any case, when he became the Porsche distributor and opened his headquarters in Jacksonville, he invited me to come down and work for the Porsche company. So I joined him down there, and we started appointing dealers, Porsche dealers in the Southeast. And besides that, he was a racer. And book one here covers all the start of all that. It goes way back. He was partners with Glenn Curtis. I think most people know who he was from the aircraft industry. Mr. Brundage was a pilot. Some people say he did maybe a little rum running during Prohibition, but that's never
Sort of
been
like Dick
proven.
Boys, but he'd run a run.
In any case, he did love flying, he loved boats, and he loved race cars. And you know, the first book covers all that. And the reason these books are sitting here is that in the course of all the racing I did, I was introduced to Hurley Haywood in 1969, and we built his first race car for him, and he went on to win races in Can-Am and Le Mans and Sebring and Daytona. A lot of times for us, a lot of times for somebody else. But the man that wrote this book, Sean Friedland, he first wrote a one-volume book about Hurley. And when he wrote that, then the people that now own the Brumos name is a fellow named Dan Davis that has the beautiful museum down there just south of Jacksonville in Ponte Vedra. Got most of our race cars in it too. So he commissioned Sean to write a book about Brumos, and when he got to writing it, it just went on and on and on, and it's just an amazing collection of pictures. There's 1,500 pages. I think between pictures and copies of letters and all the other memorabilia that's in the book, it's just an amazing read. And I'd like to say now that I was able to procure a set like this, which is in the library in Saluda.
Okay.
And anybody that wishes to follow that long history we had, the second book is what we like to call the glory years. We started winning not just races, but championships in 1969. And we won championships all through the 80s, the 70s up to the 80s. And then, tragically, Peter Gray took his life in 1980. And in the course of writing this book, Sean and I decided that he really suffered from the same problem that the football players had. He had multiple concussions from severe race car accidents.
Right.
So it all stayed together because his widow eventually sold it to Dan Davis, and he kept it going, kept the racing going, and he was winning races right through the 90s. And then when he finally sold it, he just built this very nice museum that covers, well, almost 100 years, really.
Wow.
In
That's
these
amazing.
3 volumes. And, you know, you have to be a bit of a race enthusiast to really want to dig into them, but it's just an amazing story. And I was just very, very fortunate to be a small part of it.
Now, what was your role with the Brumos?
Well, in the beginning, I was a parts manager, and then I became a service manager and a mechanic. And then when I went to Jacksonville, I was in charge of appointing Porsche dealers all over the Southeast. Really loved doing that. And during that phase, Mr. Brundage started us racing Porsche, and I raced prepared cars together with another, I mean, not by myself. You can't do anything by yourself, really, in this kind of racing, but I was involved with it. And our first big win was 1961 at the 12 Hours of Sebring with a Porsche
Okay.
Spider, and we had Roger Penske and Bob Holbert as our drivers.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really quite amazing.
Amazing.
And so we just went on from there. And Mr. Brundage passed away suddenly. Had a little wreck on a motorcycle, a little small motorcycle. Nobody thought it would hurt him, but it did. He passed away from that. And his contracts with Volkswagen and Porsche ended with his death. New owners took over everywhere. And one of the things he had was a retail Porsche store in Jacksonville. And the new distributor, who was Johnny Von Neumann from California, another racer, he didn't want to be in the retail business. So he sold the retail business to a young man in the Navy, Peter Gregg. And eventually in 1969, I went to work for Peter.
How about that?
Because I was preparing other Porsches for other drivers and just beating all the time. He just didn't like that. So we did make a pretty good team.
That's good.
We won the very first race that IMSA ever had with a little 914 6 GT Porsche at Danville, Virginia in 1971. Ended up winning the IMSA championship in 71. Then we moved to a 911 Porsche in 72. And by then, Peter was driving into Can-Am in a Porsche, and that's when Hurley started. And we won the 72 championship. By then, I was the crew chief.
Wow.
So, and then 73, we got a special car from Porsche for the Daytona 24-hour, and we're going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of winning that race in 1973 in the January of 2023.
Are you hoping to be a part of that?
Well, we're going to have a celebration at the museum in Ponte Vedra on the 24th of January, which is the Tuesday between what now the race has gotten so big and has so many
I bet
entries
so.
that they take 2 full weekends. And the first weekend they call the Roar. And if you ever want to visit the 24-hour race at Daytona, the Roar weekend is the time to do it because the tickets are cheaper and you have a lot more freedom to move around and visit the pits and the paddock and meet the drivers.
And people from all over the world are part of that.
They do.
Because the Porsche name, just like you said, is worldwide. It's not
And
just.
Porsche's introducing a brand new car in that race this year.
Wow. Amazing. Still going on.
Yeah. It really is. And I just happened to be at the place at the right time to get myself involved with it. You know, you can't go to school to learn to be a racer. You just have to do it.
Got to be in there. Yeah. And so I'm sure parts of it will be televised, and we will put up a link when it happens, and let the people know so they can watch it. Because I know everybody won't be able to get down Jacksonville like y'all, but I hope y'all have a good time down there. Actually, I found that book online. I just found it, $559. So it's a lot cheaper to go to the library, make a donation to them, and check it out.
Yeah, but you can see from looking at it,
Yes.
you know, there's a 4th volume that's still
Hours.
in the cover there that has just all the people that drove for us, all the cars that we had, all the crew we had.
Wow.
That's just another whole 4th volume. So
And have you continued your relationship with those folks?
the ones that are still alive.
Right. Yeah.
When I started helping Dan Davis plan this celebration coming up in January, he said, "How many crew members are left from that race?" There was only one of them.
Why?
Myself and Paul Willison. No, I'm sorry, there's one other I found, Eckhart Schneider. He's still there. So the 3 of us will be there. And, you know, there'll be a lot of other people there that were at that race, but that actually worked on the car. Of course, we didn't have the big entourage and traveling, all that who was racing now. It was a lot different. You know, there were, in fact, the 1973 Daytona race was the very first race that we had 2-way radio communication in the race car. Now, NASCAR had already started it, and we borrowed Bobby Allison's radios. In fact, if you are lucky enough to find some pictures on the internet, you'll find Peter practicing for that race in Daytona with this car, which won the race. And he's got a red helmet on that says Bobby Allison on it because it had the earphones and everything in it. By the time the race started, we had our own. From then on, it was one of the advantages we had. And we went forward with that technology. In the beginning, we could only talk to the driver when he was coming by the pits. But I learned that I could get a repeater and expand the range of the radio, and we got to where we could talk all the way around any track we raced at, which was like Elkhart Lake was 4.5 miles around, and Daytona 2.5 miles, Talladega, Riverside 3 miles. You know, most of the tracks we raced on were relatively a long way around one lap.
So a lot of this technology was ahead of its day because, you know, a lot of it's still in use today, isn't it?
Yeah, we didn't have transducers, and we didn't keep up with the race cars electronically. We had to do it by hand. Beginning in '73 at Sebring, we hired a young lady at that time named Judy Stropes to do our timing and scoring, and she could do it so well, sitting up there in the timing stand and just writing down the numbers as the cars went by. She could do it as well as they do it with a computer now, just about.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, now what is the name of the museum again down
It's
there?
called the Collection.
The Collection in Jacksonville?
It's actually in Ponte Vedra Beach.
All right.
It's just south of Daytona. It's also on the internet as a website. There's a Brumos Racing fan club besides the Collection. And see a lot of, you know, our we have a replica of this 73 car there, but we have the actual 79 championship car, which was probably the fastest street modified Porsche that I ever worked on. It run 210 miles an hour top speed, and it was, I call it a rocket ship. It was a 3-liter twin turbo, and would produce, I'm saying, 750, maybe 800 horsepower.
Woo! That blows your mind.
Yeah, it was very, very fast. And really not that, we made it easy to drive, actually. So it's one of the reasons we won races. We worked hard to make the car easy for the driver to get all there was to get out of the car. And I'm proud to say that there weren't a whole lot of other crews whose cars were as fast as ours.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, things happen sometimes. You don't win every race, but I sure tried to win every race.
In fact, I just found it. The Brumos Collection. I just found it on the map and found the link to the museum. And what we'll do is we'll put a link on Saluda now. We'll put a separate post and put a link up there so people can visit the museum virtually.
Mr. Davis is just an incredible man. He has a lot of interest in Indianapolis cars. He has several Miller race cars, Indy cars, plus a variety of Porsches and other makes of cars. He even has one of the Chi model Fords that they were producing in Jacksonville in the 1920s and 30s.
Now, I didn't even know they was producing T models in Jacksonville. You done hit a new one over there.
Well, we had an
I thought they all came from Detroit.
No. What Ford did in those days is they had assembly plants in Georgia for a long time.
Yeah.
But, they used to send the cars disassembled in box cars to places like Jacksonville, and we had a plant down in Melbourne, Florida that put them together down there.
We might have to start doing that again. The way car making's going now, you know how it is.
Could happen.
Very easily, and go back to the way things used to be.
But, you know, I went to school when we used a slide rule. We didn't even know what a computer was.
Yeah.
And we learned to do everything by hand, and that's the way it was when we did the racing. And I taught myself to do the painting. I did fiberglass work. I did plugs, plugs and molds, and made my own fiberglass parts. Built engines and transmissions. I did it all. Got the brakes to work right. I got the
And
transmission.
now you were in the military,
I was in the Navy Reserve.
Navy Reserve,
Yeah.
and then you went to Georgia Tech after that.
I went to Georgia Tech at night for like 8 years.
Wow.
In fact, I dropped out of Georgia Tech to move to Florida.
How about that? So you can make it in a trade, because you know young people now are talking about versus going to school because of the cost of college education, going to work with a trade, they can make more money theoretically doing that than they can going to school and then doing the trade.
I agree with that completely,
Yeah.
but I would also say
Right.
that the sciences, particularly math
Okay.
and physics, are
Matter.
very important.
Yes.
The things I learned in Georgia Tech about cavitation and harmonics and sound and light, I was able to transfer that information directly to making
Wow.
race cars better.
Ain't that something?
And you know,
People don't even think about that.
no, but when you get in your car and drive it, and you don't realize it, when you open the door, there's a team whose sole job it is to design the door handle.
How about that?
That's what they do. And you know, we've
It's
got,
all physics.
yeah, there's a lot of physics, a lot of mechanical engineering, electrical engineering is all involved in that. You know, and even a lot in race cars to do with aerodynamics. So, yeah, I think you can do very well in the trades. And
Right.
actually, when I went to school, you couldn't finish junior high school until you'd had wood shop, metal shop, sheet
Yeah.
metal shop, lathe work, printing. I even had printing
Yeah.
in junior high school.
And you know, that's the good thing about the bond referendum just passed. A lot of our young people will graduate with a trade when they graduate high school, and now you're able to go on the tech free of charge,
There you go.
not a dime.
I got a great granddaughter over there doing the vet tech program
There you go.
right now.
And it's worth it.
Yep.
But we love you coming by and sharing this. We will share a post to the museum. Also, when we get to the closer to the time when they're going to have the race, we'll share a link to the live webcast of it, and we'll also put a link up to the museum.
The library is making a special display case for the book they have. And when it's done, we're going to have a little event over there.
Good.
And if there's enough interest, I will make regular appearances at the library and go through sections of the book, answer questions and that sort of thing. I enjoy doing that. That's one of the things I'm going to do when we have the celebration in Daytona, in Ponte Vedra at the museum in January, is we're going to have a forum, question and answer. I've done that before at the Concours d'Elegance at Bernardino Beach.
Okay.
Been a judge there and appeared on panels talking about racing. And it always amazes me the number of people that follow not just the current racing, but the racing from the days when I was doing it. People really fall in love with it.
By the way, I just found the picture of the museum
Oh, there you go, yeah.
on Facebook.
Yeah, you notice the orange ball there with the
Yeah,
Union Center? That came straight from the Daytona racetrack.
Wow.
When they took it down, changed over.
And they've got some of the collection there. You
Yeah,
can
that's
visit.
That's our 917.
Okay, how about that? And you helped make that car?
Well, it was made by Porsche. I worked on it.
Okay, how about that? That's amazing, and so you can go there. We'll send a link, and we'll send a link to the something I didn't know, the 59 trace back to the U.S. military.
Yeah, that comes because Peter Gregg was stationed in Jacksonville when the Forrestal was stationed there
Okay.
at Mayport, and the Forrestal ship number was CBS 59.
Wow.
And 59, as it was painted on the deck, It's exactly this same font and it's just like the 59 you see on the book. Remember, I used to make those numbers too. Had black shelf paper, self-sticking shelf paper, and it's hard to tell it, but this number on the front was exactly the size of a file folder. So one number was on one file, side of the file, and then on the other side. And I cut them out, and I could carry them in a file folder, and I always kept extra numbers in case they got messed up.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by. Anything else you want to share before you head out?
Well, I could sit here and talk for hours.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a lot of sayings about racing. You know, you raced a lot and win a few, and I was luckier than most. And it always amazed me that the people who came to race and race hard and knew they could never win, and I could never understand that because they had to work just as hard as we did. So it was a really unique time, and you know, we did it through the fuel crisis in the 70s, you know, when the OPEC first started.
Right.
There's some wild stories about that. Yeah. One time I couldn't get out of California without buying a 55-gallon drum of racing gas to put in our race truck. Otherwise, there was no gas up there. And if you found gas in California at that time, they'd only sell you 10 gallons. That was after you'd been in line for 3 hours.
Wow.
There's a lot of that to be done. But you just take what gets thrown at you and deal with it.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming by. Remember, the Brumos American Icon Collection books you see in front of you are available at the Saluda Library. And also, Mr. Jack is going to be appearing at the museum there next year in January. We'll put up a link to that. Also, we're going to put up a link to the museum. You may not be able to visit it in person, but you can definitely visit it virtually.
There's a lot of tours. They take you for rides in some of the race cars on the website. Get to hear how they sound.
That's amazing.
It's really neat.
And stop by there if you're ever in Jacksonville. Please stop by. It's right off the loop. The loop goes all the way around Jacksonville. I never would have.
Well, actually, it's outside of the loop.
Okay.
But it's very easy to get to if you're on the loop going around the east side of Jacksonville. You get off on J. Turner Butler Boulevard.
Okay.
Take it out to the last exit before you go over the Intercoastal Waterway. Let me think if I can remember the road, Penman Road.
Okay.
Get off at Penman. Same exit you would get off to go to the Mayo Clinic.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Only difference is you go north to go to the Mayo Clinic and go south to go to the collection.
Yes, and the official address is 5159 San Pablo Road, South Jacksonville. And they have the 59 in there. That's by design, ain't it?
Right. Sure is.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. That's very wonderful to know that you were involved with this. We've got a legend here in Saluda involved with horse racing, and I know y'all looking forward to going down next month. January, not next month. December is next month, but this month about gone.
At my age, it goes by so fast, it won't seem like a week.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming by, Mr. Jack.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be back after this break. You're watching Talking Tuesday live from MIGS on your Saluda Now. That's good.
For the come play the thrill of the hill at Persimmon Hill Golf Club. With the longest hole in South Carolina, you're sure to be challenged. Afterwards, unwind with your friends around the 19th hole in our restaurant. 126 Golf Club Avenue. We welcome to see you at Persimmon Hill Golf Club. Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing. For over 50 years, we've been serving our customers by providing reasonable services at prices you can afford. When it comes time to get your car or truck towed in, call us 864-543-2957. We serve 96 and Saluda 24/7. Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing.
PB jamming. Oh, I'm so hungry. PB jamming. Oh, I need something in my tummy. PB jamming. Oh, I got a lot of munchies. Or a sandwich or a Twinkie or something cold to drink. Cold to drink. You supposed to say pump PB and jam, fool. Pumps PB and jam, fool. You know you supposed to say pump PB and jam, dummy. Pumps PB and jam, dummy. Come to Pump PB and Jam. We open Wednesday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come see us. We'll see you there.
When you have experienced the loss of a loved one, you can trust the Ramey Funeral Home staff to guide you through the process of honoring their life. At RameyFuneralHome.com, you can find pre-planning information, obituaries, as well as resources for grief and healing. Ramey Funeral Home, a proud supporter of Saluda Tiger Athletics. At Saluda Nursing and Rehab Center, caring is a way of life. Our 176-bed nursing facility serves Saluda County since 1968. We offer 24/7 skilled nursing care, and our staff is consistent, compassionate, caring, and knowledgeable. Outpatient rehab therapy services are provided through Physicians Order Services. Call for a free tour, 864-445-2146 or saludanursing.org. Saluda Truck and Tractor Pool, the hottest pool in the South, at SaludaYoungFarmer.org. Congratulate our 2021 Saluda Young Farmer Scholarship recipient, Adriano Derrick, Wyatt Doolittle, Dawson Holzenbach, Quentin Miller, and Drew Proctor. At Saluda Young Farmers, we're committed to build a better community. Thanks for your support. The Lakeland's conservative voice at the State House, Billy Garrett. From bringing new businesses to the Lakelands, to speaking to young people at schools, to recognizing civic organizations, as well as getting legislation passed at the State House. Your senator is working hard for you, Billy Garrett. The Charlie Foundation, building a brighter future here in Saluda. Since its inception, they have been working with Piedmont Technical College to make scholarships available to young people, as well as Girls State and Boys State, and community projects to make Saluda a better place. The Charlie Foundation, building a brighter future here in Saluda County.
12 hours in a barbershop seems like a long time, which it is. But I tell you what, doing something that you like, it makes it a lot easier.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
The town of Saluda, working together for the betterment of our municipality. We encourage the Tigers tonight, both on the field and off the field, as they work in the classroom. And we're a proud supporter of Saluda now. The Wills Agency, your local nationwide insurance agent, is open to serve you with offices in Aiken, Batesburg, and Saluda. Call for your free quote today for auto, home, life, and business. Let me help you say today, James S. Mills Agency. Nationwide is on your side. At upperscworks.com, you can find the career of a lifetime. How about a job in welding or driving a big rig? Yes, you can find it there at upperscworks.com, as well as industrial jobs with great benefits. Upperscworks.com, a proud supporter of Saluda Tiger football.
Get back to the good. We know your credit score isn't the whole story, which is why we take a close look at your financial history to get you on the path to a stable future. After we serve you with loans up to $10,000 approved in 1 hour. Tax services at the end of the year, we can help you with your financial needs. Call 864-445-3770 or visit our website, loansbyworld.com.
It's time for Tiger Talk Tuesday, coming live from MIGS. Tiger Talk Tuesday is sponsored by Ag South, Aiken Electric Cooperative, Amick Farm, Berry Insurance Agency, CM Tree Service, Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, Economy Furniture, Edwards Heating and Cooling, Gentry & Sons Fencing, H&R Block, JRA Exterminating, Lake Murray Properties, Mid-Carolina Electric Cooperative, MIGS of Saluda, Motor Coach Paint and Body Car Sales, Newberry Hospital, Northland Paper, Pascon Roll-Off Services, Perez Tire, the Seven Hill Country Club, the Rotten Heavy Duty Towing, Pumps Big and Jam, Amy Funeral Home, Reclaim Physical Therapy, Saluda Nursing and Rehab Center, Saluda Young Farmers, Senator Billy Garrett, the Best Dressed Chicken, the Charlie Foundation, the Law Office of Nancy D. George, the Ridge Baptist Association of Churches, the South Carolina Department of Education, the South Carolina Education Lottery, the Town of Saluda, the Wills Agency Nationwide Insurance, TimelessRoofingSC.com, and Tucker's Lawn Service and Landscape. We're so glad you're tuned in to the best of North Saluda on Tiger Talk Tuesday. Brought to you by Saluda.